How to keep yourself and your horse safe in the rain. If riding and you and your horse are caught in a sudden downpour, it is very important that you and your horse get back to the barn safely. Riding through bad weather is dangerous, scary for your horse, nerve-wracking, and sometimes life-threatening. To ensure that you and your horse stay as safe as possible, there are a few steps to follow. Sometimes you are simply leading your horse to the stable when the rain comes. If your horse panics, rears, or bolts, you'd have no chance. The point of this article is to help you calm and control your horse, so accidents don't happen. If your horse is in the paddock during the storm, it is important to get him in a stall as quickly as possible. The rain could damage his coat, or he could roll and cover himself with mud. Frightened horses could also scare your horse, causing him to injure himself or the horses around him. Again, read this guide for help. Steps. 1. If you are riding when the downpour begins, be sure to keep your horse under control. Bring him to a halt and reassure him with kind words. Always stay in control, especially if it is thundering, because there is a chance he might bolt. Remember not to let him sense your fear if you are afraid or nervous, because the horse will become afraid or nervous, too. Stay confident. If you are leading your horse, bring him to a stop and wait. Do not tie him up. If he spooks while tied up, he could seriously hurt himself, or worse, you. If the horse rears or bolts while you are leading him, let go of the lead rope. There's no point in getting dragged or injured by a scared horse. Just as if you were riding, don't let him sense your fear. If your horse is in a paddock with other horses at the time of the storm, you need to get him out before he gets hurt without getting hurt yourself. As you approach him, don't look him straight in the eye, as he will see that as a threat. If he is shy, use extra caution. Try to halter him, but be careful. If he tries to kick, bolt, or bite, leave immediately and let him take his chances. If you do manage to halter him, lead him to a stall or smaller paddock with no other horses. The stall is preferred. 2. Watch your horse's ears carefully. They can tell you a lot about what he's thinking. If they are turned slightly back when you are riding, that means he's somewhat calm and is listening to you. It also means that he trusts you to lead him to safety, so don't let him down. If they are pricked forward, he is curious about something, possibly the distant lightning. And if they're slapped back against his head and you can see the whites of his eyes, watch out. He may bolt, kick, or rear. 3. If your horse seems fairly calm, lead or ride him slowly. If he is not completely at ease, moving may help him relax and calm down. Don't go faster than a walk in bad weather, as your horse could slip or spook. Remember to watch his expression. Keep a firm grip on the reins or lead rope, but don't yank on the horse's head. If you are leading him, walk to the side, not in front. If you are walking in front of him and he bolts, he could step on your heels. If you are carrying a flashlight, take it out, especially if it's dark. Be careful not to shine it in the horse's eyes. 4. When you finally reach home, use a sweat scraper to dry your horse. If you have time, give him a good grooming. Check his feet for stones, and put a blanket on him. If his tack got wet during your ride, dry it so the leather won't rot. If his halter was soaked, switch it with a dry one until it dries. Hang your saddle pad over the stall door to dry. Before you leave the stable, give him a carrot for being so good. Tips. If you are going camping with your horse, print out this guide and carry it with you. You never know when you may need it. When you go camping or trail riding, always choose a steady, reliable mount. If your horse isn't prone to nervous breakdowns, both of you will be much safer in a dangerous situation. Carry a whip or crop at all times, you never know when you will need it. But do not use it to smack him if he spooks, just kindly reassure him. If you carry a mobile, always have it on silent. But also have the number of a vet in case you need it on an emergency. Warnings. Don't let the horse sense your nervousness and/or fear, because he will become afraid as well. Make sure you dry your tack if it gets wet. If you don't, it will rot, split, and rub. It will also look awful. No horse, or rider, will want to use it, because it will cause major discomfort to the horse. If you are riding with other horses in the rain, never close your eyes, no matter how hard the rain is. The instant you ignore your riding, a disaster will occur. Never tie a horse in a thunderstorm. It could hurt itself or its handlers.